Some Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up.
I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top on the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go!
Here we go, set, 70, Indy.
They're gonna need some therapy after this.
Big grip.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Got it.
58, Mike. I'm coming, baby. Woo!
Get it.
Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. Buying time to his left. The open man is Westbrook. And he'll have it past midfield early before being taken down. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
I got you.
Fournette running out of the gun. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Exit.
On 2nd and 9, Minshew being chased out left. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Colts pick it up. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. The 20. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if
and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Calais Campbell, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. They'll try and run. Here's Mack. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. Well, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. This started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
Not the touchdown they wanted, but hey, you're on the road in the playoffs. They did get 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's a good opening drive, so you feel good about it yourself. You get to the sidelines. The defense feels good about you helping them right out of the gate. The team, yeah, they feel pretty good about coming in the playoffs and getting points on the board right away.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Fournette, 1st down, still going. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Wide, get wide. Ready.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Switch up.
A shotgun give to Fournette. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Come on, set. 15 runs. 15 runs.
1st and 10 at the 40.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Minshew. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The running back Leonard Fournette, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Set. 30 base.
Heavy on the edges.
Big grip.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. Steps away to his left. And oh, look Look at that, a diving catch. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 13-yard line.
A Hall of Fame coach once said, there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get a ding or two. You got 7 months to heal. They're going to go all out. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Now Leonard Fournette, and he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out, and the Jaguars have taken the lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now this is Hilton on the receiving end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They go play action with Brissett. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Yannick Ngakoue showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4. Third down, Brissett. Forced out to his left. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
After the sack, you could understand it. Maybe being a little bit nervous back there, a little skittish. But looked awfully decisive when he took off and ran.
Very decisive and picked up that first down in the process.
36.
They'll run on first down. It's Mack, and he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. From just shy of midfield, Brissett. This one complete to Devin Funchess. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when they clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw, Brissett. And he gets it to Funchess, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 14. On first down, Mack looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop. Throwing on second down, Brissett. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, you have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Josh Allen drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So no surprise if Vinatieri able to convert there. He is, of course, the owner of the NFL record for most postseason field goals.
Hard to believe he was undrafted coming out of college. And now here he is into his 40s, and he's still one of the best kickers around.
This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away.
Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Down. 60 or more. Go.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
Now.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Under 10, 10.
Ready?
Fournette. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Go, go, go.
Now Fournette. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
Switch.
Minshew, 1st and 10. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. From 19 yards away. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Here's Brissett. And an alley to run. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A.J. Boye with a pick. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll run with Fournette. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Again, it's Fournette. And an alley to run. Touchdown, Jaguars. Leonard Fournette, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go. First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Miles Jack with a sack. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Brissett. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Check, 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 check.
Hey.
Play.
Protein spell. Big grip.
This is Fournette. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you.
Get it.
And connecting here with DJ Shark. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Ready? 30 base.
Check.
Minshew sets to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do that, right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third.
It's a gain of 19. It's third down.
Brissett from the gun on third. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up fourth. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. Brissett to throw for it on fourth. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Ready up.
58 for Mike. Check pass, check pass.
Yes, yes. Go.
Fournette running right. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up first and goal.
First and goal. 7-yard line.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up a second and goal.
Bravo.
The 9-yard line.
58's the Mike. 58's the Mike. Hey, 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 hey.
Ready, ready.
Looking to throw it. Minshew. Buying time. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Justin Houston able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. Here's Minshew. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, they'll start out with Mack. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brissett. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Calais Campbell giving him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, a run by Mack. And he'll be brought down shy of the first down marker at the 11. 9 yards on the carry, but it's going to lead to a 4th down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Y'all playing the wrong football.
They'll run for it. It's Mack. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that'll just about do it for Charles.